Welcome back. It's your host, Mr. Gray. I just want to thank you for tuning in today. I got my Nike Sacai Blazers here in British tan, and I'm being honest with you, they took a little bit longer than I expected to be delivered, but that's okay. I am just happy that that you guys did not use laser ship. Thank you very much. You have listened to me. I've called you guys and complained in a very nice way, and I haven't seen a laser shipment since. Thank you. So Nike Sacai Blazer box. Here you go. Kind of basic. You've probably seen one before. It's nothing. I'm not gonna go too far into the box. I know I sometimes do. You have the Sacai markings on the paper, on the tissue paper on the inside of the box. Here's what it is. Not gonna waste a lot of time on the box. What we're gonna do is we are gonna jump into this shoe. So for any of you guys who have been listening to me long enough, you probably heard me mention from time to time, or even seen videos I've done that I'm really into. Well, I've always wanted the Mars Yards Tom Sachs 2.0s, something that they're way too expensive to buy now. They're like $4,000 or $5,000, so I probably will never have them. And I know supposedly we're gonna get another version, but they're not exactly like 2.0, although I'd take them, Nike, if you were giving them. Although, I do spend a lot of time getting similar colorways as best as possible. I remember when I got this one, this Delta here. Of course, it's not the Tom Sachs Mars Yard, but it has enough somewhat colorings to give you that Tom Sachs Mars Yard feel. This also gives me that feel. So, was I very happy to get this? Absolutely, positively, yes. Super excited, superbly excited. It has enough of the colorway. Of course, it's never going to satisfy what I truly want, but this shoe is fire. Now, I've gotten Sacai's in the past, but I've never gotten one that was a blazer, and this is pretty. So, I have a cheek load of high top or mids or high blazers. I don't think I've ever had I have never had a low. Just throwing that out there, just showing you all the high blazers I have. I tend to keep a few. I got several more. I'm not gonna bore you guys to death, but anyway, into why we really here. And I don't think I do this shoe justice without putting it in the light box as we usually do. So we're gonna hop over there and we're gonna get a closer view of the Nike Sacai Blazer Low British Tan. See you guys over there. Alright, so now that we're in the light box, let's take a closer look at this beautiful shoe. So we got your side view, top down view, front end view, and a view from the back. So this is a very beautiful shoe. Like I said, I haven't had a Sacai Blazer yet, so I am pretty excited to have this, and of course love the colorway. So let's talk about the material. So the Nike swooshes on the side, as you can see, of course, they all have those double swooshes. So it has those double swooshes on the side. The tan one is overlapping the red one. That is I'm just letting you know, this leather is beautiful. It is so nice and soft. Beautiful supple leather. That same leather continues actually into the eyelets. And what I do think is interesting is how, like the Nike swooshes, they have the tan leather overlapping the red leather. Not sure the whole purpose, but I like it. I love it. I'm not even questioning it. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I think the whole theme of the overlapping everything of this shoe is beautiful. Such as you have the overlapping soles here. And I actually, it's funny because I remember I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, if I could get a couple of these, I'd take one and I'd actually cut it all across this, the part of where a sole would typically just go through, just so I can have one version that kind of had a regular sole. But you know what? I only got one pair, and I'm perfectly fine with this pair. Once again, as others, I think I'm positive I've reviewed other Sacai's in the past. You have the double shoestrings here that are laced through, and when I put these on, they were super tight. So you're gonna absolutely, As far as fit, to me, the fit is normal. I'm typically I'm a 10.5 in most shoes, so I'm still a 10.5 in this. It was slimmed up. It was pretty slim when it was tied because it was so tight. So as soon as I pretty much loosened the laces, you know, I felt my feet breathe, and they were extremely happy. So outside of this leather, the rest of the shoe, you know, outside of the sole here, of course, is a nice little soft suede. Feels good, but this leather is really something to be talked about. It feels really good. It has a light, you can see kind of, if you look really closely, kind of has a light tumbling to it. Regardless of that, it's just really soft, and I like the feel of it. Of course, with the theme of the double everything on the shoe, you know, you have the double tongues here. You know, you have the tan, and once again, it's always the tan overlapping the red here, which is pretty cool. There was one thing. So many things. Oh yeah, the one thing, and like I said, if you've seen a Sacai blazer before, I'm assuming you have, but maybe I shouldn't make that assumption. The one thing I'm finding interesting here is, at first I was like, did they add like padding here? You know, like why is this padding so thick right here on the collar of the shoe? And then I held it up to my other blazers, and I was like, okay, that does fall where they cut it here. It literally does fall in the area that a regular blazer, a mid or high blazer, would have its padding started at. So, because I was confused at first, because most of my blazers are down in the bottom area, typically thin, but up here, of course, as they get higher, they do get thicker. So it did make me wonder if at the sneaker factory, if they initially started with a whole shoe and cut it off, or did they literally just make it like this and somehow just added in. Not of the utmost importance, but either way, for me, this was a must-have shoe. We're gonna move on to is this a must cop or a must not? I have not been looking at the retail prices of this. I mean, the aftermarket prices, they don't matter to me. Doesn't mean I shouldn't look, but I just have not been looking because I have been wanting this shoe so bad. I know I had been preparing to buy it on my own from StockX if I didn't get it. And at the time, I think it was only like, probably like 145 or so. And this shoe, I believe at retail was about 120 plus tax. So I was going to pull the trigger on it, but thank you, Nike, I did not have to. So, and anyway, this is the conclusion of the Nike Sacai Blazer Low in the British tan colorway. You know, it did come out in a black and white, or it does. I don't believe it came out yet, but don't quote me on that. I may be lying to you. I don't want that colorway, or did not, as much as I wanted this, so I have not been paying attention to it. Either way, this concludes our review for today. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in, and Mr. Gray out.